Hey, we're
Are we
live.
live?
We're live now.
Yeah,
Hello,
awesome.
hello, friends. I look like I'm taking a flashbang. I'm gonna drop that for a second. We are here, and we are talking about games today. Kinda. So it's E3 season.
E3 season right
Woohoo!
now.
It's E3 season. It's rollback season at Walmart. Come and get all
Ready to
your
come in.
your best stuff.
Yeah. Ugh.
Fantastic, fantastic
Get,
stuff.
get a shop at Kmart.
Yeah, well, just go find you a Kmart where you can buy some of these fine games that we're talking about later next year and this year and possibly 2023 when inevitably some of these get pushed back.
Yeah.
So I'm your host, Matt, but enough about me. We'll go on to the man here to my right, Janzeth. How you doing today?
Hey, it says I'm below you. Um,
Well,
I'm good.
you're not watching the stream because you are to my
No.
right.
Oh, well, hello. Uh, I'm Justin, otherwise known as Janseth, from Janstream and the Groundbreakers. Uh, E3, woo!
Also joining us today is Dexter Hawkins, Andrew, the Pineapple Prince himself.
Pineapple Prince. Yeah. I should next time we do this, I'm gonna wear my pineapple mask on like
Okay.
like I'll wear my big one and then I have a small like pink one that I'll wear too. That has pineapples on it, so I'll just wear both and the pineapple shirt and just go all the way down. Oh, and yeah, I'm Andrew Dexter, and we're here to talk about E3 and games and stuff. And yay,
Yeah, games and stuff and junk and things. So we may have some people joining into the cast that will not be displayed on camera unless they choose to, and then it's going to screw up my camera, and I'll have to fix it, and that will be okay. But we have some new correspondents that might be jumping in. You might see seeing more of them. We're not 100% yet, so but we'll see.
yeah,
But let's just jump on into it. It's E3, right? So we got new
Yep.
games to talk about. So yesterday was the Ubisoft conference, right?
yes, the Ubisoft, yeah.
And
And
Gearbox, yes.
and Gearbox. That's right. So do you just want to start there and work our way up? Well, actually, you know what? Let's just shed some stuff. I'm sure people have already seen what needs to be seen. Starting with Janzeth, what is the most thing like what are you most excited for?
Couple things. Let me grab my list of things I guess Square Enix is happening right now, so this list is probably going to change. But
Yeah, that's right. We are casting while Square Enix is going on, but that's okay.
Elden Ring looks really good. That's by Junior Martin and From Software. Andrew didn't care. All right.
I,
Uh,
I heard it. I just chose to ignore it. So
okay, that's
continue.
cool. So that looks really good. I'm hoping it's Dark Souls. Uh, let's
So
see.
that's well, like I said, one. So is that your number one thing that you're most excited for?
Uh, it's really depending on. There's a lot that we haven't seen yet. So far, I'm going to have to say it's between that and I've got a couple. I've got a lot of things I'm excited for. I don't know really what to say is like the one thing I'm, really stroking it for here, but there's a lot. There's a couple of things. The Elden Ring. Like I said earlier when me and you were talking, I'm sure I'm going to be the only one pulling for this one. Rocksmith looks kind of fun. It sounds like
Yeah,
they're going to be doing a lot of cool stuff with Rocksmith.
It looks like now they have the technology to do what they wanted to do to begin
With
with.
Rock. Yeah, with like
Yeah,
Rock Band.
yeah.
So that looks cool. Apparently, there's a Metroid Prime 4 that someone's saying is going to be a thing. So I love Metroid, so that's going to be cool. I'm glad to see the Switch is coming out with something I really want to play.
Okay. Let's kick it over here to Mr. Hawkins. What do you think?
uh,
What you
I don't
excited
think I
for?
would. I don't think I'll surprise anyone on this call when I say Halo.
Oh, of course.
I think that's my de facto one. So I'm just gonna set that one aside.
So
And
we'll definitely be talking about Halo.
Yeah,
we'll swing back around.
yeah, we'll circle jerk that one here in a second.
Because it looks real good. Like it looks.
Yeah.
I feel like their showing this year was 10 times better than last year's showing. So
Yeah. So let's see. Honestly, I'm interested in the last one. The was it? Make sure I'm saying the right name. Redfall.
okay,
The vampire like thing. I like the look of that, and I'm really actually excited for Back for Blood. I want some
Yeah.
more Left 4 Dead in my life, and honestly, this might actually be a surprise. I'm real excited about that Sea of Thieves.
yeah, that was such a bombshell. Like voice acted by Johnny Depp. We get like it's backed up by Disney. So this is like a
Yep.
Disney product, which is kind of cool. Like
Yeah.
that was like I was like, all right, cool, new Sea of Thieves things. Wished I had friends to play a lot of Sea of Thieves with me. Then I saw a bunch of Pirates of the Caribbean stuff. I was like, man, I bet you Andrew's gonna dig this.
Yep. And you're
I have
right.
been trying to play Sea of Thieves with you for months.
Well, let's play Sea of Thieves right now. Come on, buddy. Let's go.
All right.
Let's hit the
Jason,
7
what?
or 9 C's. How many C's are they now?
20.
That comes out in 9 days,
Yeah.
and it's free.
Yep.
Like,
Let's be honest. The like like we really support what Microsoft does, but Game Pass is ridiculous, right?
Yep.
27 of the 30 games that they shown was Game Pass.
what was Diablo Game Pass?
It was the 3 that wasn't was. I hear you, Pupper. It was Diablo. Diablo's not Game Pass. Battlefield 42 isn't Game Pass, and there's one other one. So yeah,
Oh, and Battlefield looks pretty good too.
Battlefield
Like
looks really good as well. Yeah.
and I wonder if it'll be as good on current gen.
I
That's
don't
the
know.
thing. It's like 120 some people on the Series X.
hmm
I don't know.
I'm not sure.
I hope I can get a console before some of these come out. That's what I want.
Yeah. Well, when I found this one, I was like, hey, even though it's just the Series S, I feel like that's the better streaming machine. Yara, are you good? Come here, girl. Come here. Come on. Come here. You turd of a dog. Sorry about that. My dog needed to be put in her rightful throne room. All right. There you go.
And
girl.
Matt, what about you? What's
Huh.
on your?
So, like once again, Halo. We'll talk about that here in a minute. Flight Simulator looks fantastic. I feel like Flight Simulator looks really, really solid. The only thing Swanger's looking forward to is Farming Simulator 21.
Yeah, you know what? Who's surprised by that?
Whoa! Thank you for the like. I got a different like screen for some reason now. I got Justin's like crow one coming in, and I'm very confused.
Was it just like a? "Arr!"
Yeah.
Oh, we got somebody here.
Yeah, we got
It's,
someone here.
It's Jesus.
It
Yeah,
is.
sorry.
Oh,
Took me a minute.
hello, Garrett. How are you?
I'm good. Ooh.
Good, good, good. Let me move some stuff around on the screen here. There we go. Oh, Garrett,
There
you
we
wanna?
go.
All right, let me get you a window capture going. We're just talking about the things that we're most excited for. I'll take a step back while I'm fixing this. Garrett, you go ahead and take it away. What's the number one thing that you're excited for?
Oh man, that's whew. I'm have to narrow that down a little bit.
Right?
I mean, obviously Halo is going to be a big thing. I mean, you know, all of us I think have been playing Halo since the beginning. Or I would assume we have or have played it. I'm actually kind of excited for Psychonauts, honestly. Really did like that series. Plus Jack Black supposedly in this next one, so he's also one of my favorite actors. And this is gonna sound weird, but I'm actually kind of excited for Slime Rancher 2.
Slime
I-
Rancher's
I-
kind of fun. Like, I'm not
Like I
kidding.
liked the first one. I think we've all played games that like we grind really hard out, or we get frustrated. Slime Rancher was kind of something I played to kind of like calm down and play something kind of relaxing and funny.
There you go.
That's just me though.
Swanger, if they have those 4 BlizzCon collector's boxes, buy them and flip them, because they go for a lot of money. So, sorry, to keep up with the chat too. So yeah, so Psychonauts, Halo, we're going to definitely deep dive into Halo, because I think that they had a way better showing this year than they did last year. I feel
I
like
agree.
it's very much...
Use tomorrow at 11. They're doing another stack of multiplayer like thing at 11 tomorrow.
Okay, good. We'll take a look at that. But first, let's take just a little bit of time and talk about you, Garrett. So you've been on one of our podcasts, and you've been really
Mhm.
interested to get more involved with what we're doing here. So what are you about, Garrett? Who are you?
Oh man, that's a loaded question if I ever heard one.
And what is your favorite game? I want to know that.
Again, that is a loaded question. God, I guess if we do favorite game, we have to depend on the genre.
Right.
I've been playing Destiny since the beginning for 7 years now. I can't believe I've been playing that game that long.
It's 7 years old. No.
Yeah, I feel old just thinking about it. Like I feel old because yesterday I found out the Game Boy Advance just turned 20. So just let that sink in a minute.
I don't want to.
But I'd probably have to say all-time favorite game. I'll have to go as a series. Would have to be the Zelda series for me personally. Then Assassin's Creed's like right there with it, but obviously Zelda's a little bit more closer to heart because it was one of the first games I really dive into as a kid. And Zelda 2 was the first game I completed, like a first like adventure type game that I completed as a whole.
Zelda 2 is not an easy game either, so that's
no, and
saying
it's
something.
funny. I try to go back and I played it a couple weeks ago, and I'm looking at this going, how did I beat this when I was 6 or 7 years old? Like, what was I on? But I think all of us we grew up on games like that. Is like why we all are into gaming now. Why like we've stayed with it this entire time. And like I don't know about y'all, but like I feel like older games are harder than they are nowadays. Like obviously Dark Souls is a totally different animal. Let's not talk about that.
Yes.
It's one of 2 games I've broken a controller over. Was that game?
I just got done streaming a whole bunch of Dark Souls. Finally did that.
But for me personally, I mean, I've been into gaming since the NES. I grew up with the NES. My family didn't have a whole lot of money, and we just had the original NES. And Zelda, original Mario with Duck Hunt, Strider. If anybody's played Strider, loved that game. Then afterwards to the SNES. And then 64 and just on and so forth.
Yeah.
So I've been at it kind of like most of y'all probably since that time period. I didn't have a Sega, wish I did. I missed out I think on a little bit there. But personally, like for me, just growing up with all that, like it just kind of made me carved just like who I am today.
Yeah.
As a person. I don't like to limit myself to just like one genre of gaming. I play anything. Like if someone's like, "Hey, this game's pretty good, give it a shot." That's why I love Game Pass. I'm all about it. I love giving other games a shot.
Yeah, we talked a little bit about that earlier, and we're definitely going to talk about Game Pass today because if anything that's the winner, it's like Game Pass subscribers is the winner from today. That's if anything from that conference, it's Game Pass.
Yep.
But yeah, right on. So the things I'm really looking forward to, of course, Halo. The flight simulator stuff on the console looks really, really superb. Like being able to do the Top Gun expansion looks really, really neat. Being able to like land on flight carriers and stuff like that. I mean, aircraft carriers, stuff like that looks really, really neat. Just being able to fly those military jets, and if you want to do it realistically, taking like the like you have to flip the right switches and stuff, and learning actually how to turn on these aircraft has always been something that's really, really I'm interested in. And Forza 5, Horizon 5 looks beautiful, and like I as a like arcade race kind of guy, that game looks fantastic. And going to Mexico, seeing all the different environments, and the number one thing that really gets me about that game is like there's now modes that if you don't want to race, if you just want to sink yourself into the game and just drive around and see how beautiful the game is, it's allowing you to do that with the tour mode, like being able to like map out the jungles and stuff, or look for different art. And I like how they've commissioned actual like artists. They've commissioned Mexican artists to do the murals and stuff in that game, so you can see those and you can see their culture in their artists, and I feel like that's a really, really cool thing.
Absolutely.
But yeah, so let's just jump into, so like I said, Ubisoft was yesterday. What really got you guys when it comes to the Ubisoft conference?
I honestly was kind of underwhelmed a little bit. Like I expected a little bit more. I know me and Andrew talked about it in the group a little bit, but like we're both really into. I'm really into the Valhalla stuff, but I mean, I was kind of underwhelmed, honestly.
Okay.
Yeah, like I'm gonna go back and look at what all they talked about before I say 100% nothing. But
so the season pass stuff for Far Cry, for the new Far Cry, looked cool. Being able to play as Voss and play as the enemies, that's getting me. Like I'm like, yeah, I want to play as Pagan Men. Hell yeah.
So you could theoretically play Nacho and go after Gus Fring.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, you will be filled in, Mr. Swanger. You will be filled in.
Riders Republic looks interesting.
Oh yeah, the like the skater da top weird thing. Yeah.
It looks really interesting. Let's see. I'm not really like. I guess like the Rainbow Six Extraction, or I guess it was supposed to be called Quarantine, but then we did Quarantine, and they were like, we probably shouldn't name it that.
Yeah.
It looks interesting. I'm not really a Rainbow Six guy, but the alien concept, I guess, looks pretty cool. I like the idea of all these search and rescue missions and getting new people. That looked pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
But that Rocksmith, man, that was probably one of my favorites that I saw yesterday. Was the Rocksmith.
Yeah.
There's that.
Like we talked a little bit about it earlier, but Rocksmith looks like what they wanted to do forever. Like that. Now that we have the technology to hit that song base and to do it completely online and stuff like that. That's what Rocksmith should have been to begin with, but we didn't have the technology for it.
I agree.
I liked that. Also, I forgot. I'm kind of. I'm gonna say I'm excited for the Avatar game, but I'm interested to see what that is.
I don't know. Like that was one of those trailers. It's like, what is this game? Like, is this an action adventure game? Like, I'm not sure. But it looked good, though. It looked like Avatar. So that's what Rocksmith should have been to begin with, but we didn't have the technology. Oh, Garrett, you're coming through. There you go.
Sorry.
Oh, you're good. Let's see. Far Cry 6, though, continues to impress me, although a lot of people seem to be a little down on that game. But I kind of dig it. But maybe I'm a Far Cry guy. So, I don't know. I guess that's it.
I heard a lot of people bitching about it. I was watching some YouTube stuff, just reactions, just to see what other people thought of it. And for some reason, I'm hearing a lot of bitching about the graphics. I'm like, what more do you want out of these graphics? They look amazing. Like I can see.
What was their complaint?
It didn't look realistic enough. It looked like it didn't look like it could be a this gen game. I'm like, what, you can see the creases in the man's face when he talks.
It's Gus Freeman. Like, that's who it is.
What would you like for them to do? Make a movie? And then like the animals. I know which one Matt's gonna be playing with.
There's a dog in a little there's a little dog in a little wheelchair for dogs, and that's adorable, and he's gonna help you out, and that's fantastic.
And then there's Crocodile with a gold tooth.
And there's an angry cock that's going to reach out and nip you.
To say that was like my number one favorite thing in that whole trailer.
It's a punk rock cock. It has a punk rock collar on it.
Yeah. Well, let's take a few minutes to talk about cock here on the stream.
All right.
Yeah, let's go.
All right, I'm in.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm cool with cocks of all sizes. It doesn't matter to me, really.
Yeah.
It matters on how that cock gets used, you see.
I'm just concerned that they're going to try to just really try to choke that cock. Just get their hands
both hands around that cock.
They want to squeeze out as much as they can.
Yes.
I'm just really concerned that that's going to be a thing, and I don't know if I'm guessing animal cruelty.
I don't know. I think Far Cry looks like it's a good spot, and the cinematic trailer where Gus, we're gonna keep calling him Gus, has the monologue. Yeah. That was a good trailer. I really like that.
Yeah, he really wanted to go fishing with his papa.
Yeah,
and catch and release.
Well, that was pretty okay. Let's talk a little bit about that. What was the skateboard / mountain biking Riders?
Riders Republic.
Yeah, Riders Republic. I know you brought that up just a bit, but that's like Skate or Die, but new. You know what I mean? Like it feels kind of.
And it looks like you start on a bike, and the way the trailer looks, and I don't know if it's actually going to be gameplay or not, but you're going down on a bike or whatever. And then you're like, oh shit, a cliff. And then you transition into jetpack shit. And you're and it just continues this big community race that just goes. And it looked pretty cool. I'm not really one of those that are into those kind of games usually, but that actually kind of tickled me in the right spot.
The first person biking, mountain biking, looked really, really neat.
Because the faster you go, the kind of the shakier.
It looked had the shake, yeah, and you could do ridge racing where you're just sitting there on the mountain peaks and stuff.
Kudos to the person who practiced that demo for so long to get that good. Because I'm going to be, if I play that game, it's going to be immediately into the nearest tree, and then Dark Souls is going to pop up when you die.
Yeah, speaking of Dark Souls, was Elden Ring yesterday?
Believe so. Yeah,
I think so. Yeah.
Okay. Well,
I think one of my friends shared it in one of our Discords.
I mean, that game looks pretty okay. It looks like an up in your ass game though, more Sekiro than Dark Souls.
I'm hoping it'll be less Sekiro and more Dark Souls, but they're just never going to make Dark Souls 4, are they? They're just never going to do it.
I think they will. They just won't call it Dark Souls 4.
They have to call it Dark Souls 4. I just want that. That's all I want. And I love From Software. They have made so many great games, but I really want this game to be good because Sekiro did not do it for me. As good as the game was, I'm not taking anything away from it. It didn't stretch that itch that Dark Souls has left me with.
Mario and Rabbids 2 looked okay. For what we got of it. Mario with plasma cannons is always fun. I guess.
Yeah. I've never been into rabbits though. Never been into that part. I don't even know what a rabbit is. Where did it come from?
That's Raymond, right?
Is it? Oh, Raymond. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. I'm still confused where they came from.
Yeah.
Me too. I have no idea what a rabbit is.
Because that came out in the Wii, right, Andrew? That was a Wii game.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Yeah. It was like a party game, kind of. That's where they first popped up at. And they're just silly. And I liked how, there's princess versions of them that look sassy. And that always makes me laugh.
Does Mario get freaky with the rabbit that looks like Peach?
Mario, I think Mario's just in a constant state of No Nut November. I believe
no nut ever.
Yeah, cause Bowser's tapping that ass. You know that.
Well, that's why I was asking about the rabbit one because Bowser's obviously got Peach. That's obviously what's happening.
Oh, you say he's using the rabbits?
Yeah.
You see, that's illegal.
In this universe, in Mario, in the Mario Galaxy, it may not be.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know either. I can't tell you.
I just played a game where somebody shoved a thing up an animal's ass. So obviously things are Things
What,
are different.
what
in other
games you playing, man? What are you playing? You playing those weird
Uh,
Steam games? Is that what you're doing?
That it's called Demon Hunter Hentai Futanari.
Oh man,
Yeah,
I
all
like
these
all of
girls,
those things. I should buy this.
gigantic boobs, but the longest dicks you'll ever see.
Oh no, they're coming
Uh,
out of the
Like a
nipples.
Japanese thing.
Yeah, no, it's actually Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the character just shoves an eye up that animal's ass.
So that's a good segue. So talking about Assassin's Creed, what are we getting
Yep.
from Valhalla?
DLC, I'm guessing.
It's a pretty large DLC drop. Almost, I wouldn't say almost the size of a full game, but it's pretty substantial.
The Siege of Paris.
Yeah.
So we're kind of, which they promised at the beginning was that you would go from Scandinavia, come down to England, and then eventually down into France and those other countries. So I guess we're just getting to that point now, to where we'll be going that far down. Because historically, the Vikings actually went as far as like Portugal and Spain. Like they went pretty far down from when they were raiding and pillaging.
Mm-hmm. So Andrew, I know that Casey plays Valhalla a lot. Is she like ready for a brand new expansion?
Oh, yeah, she's ready. And we bought. I think when it came out, I bought the season pass. I bought like the big edition of it, so we're getting all that.
All right, cool.
Yeah, she's she got off of playing it for a little bit, and then just in the last couple of days, it's been like, oh yeah, I really like this thing.
So that they have done a lot with that game because of like they had a lot of wheels on it, so or legs on it. So they constantly come out with new just like little mini expansions and holiday expansions. There's always something new to do in that game, and that's something that's kind of odd for an Ubisoft game. So
There's always something new, and then yeah, there's always something new going on, and then forget it. Forget what I was trying to say.
Well, I think they have seen what other like AAA companies have done. Instead of trying to push out new games every year, they just kind of took a step back and said, "Let's build upon what we have, and then go from there." Like they did with Odyssey, which was good, and then this one, I think they're doing even better. And I think a lot of companies can learn from that. Said, "Let's just build on what we got. People love this. Let's just build on that." Because people are already in love with this, and try to get them to fall in love with something else.
oh yeah, like where we're sitting at, like you can only get so much further when it comes to the graphics because our displays haven't caught up with that yet. You know what I mean? So you might as well turn something into kind of games as a service until those displays catch up, because like there's no point to putting things out in 8K or something like that. Like, and Valhalla looks beautiful today. It's going to look beautiful in 2 years too. So
Yeah.
I still look at Black Flag and I'm amazed about some of their water physics and stuff. So
Black Flag was amazing.
Yeah, I think Black Flag was probably one of the easiest aspects to show how far you could push the current consoles at that time as far as graphics wise.
oh yeah, definitely. Everything about that game still makes me go, wow, they really pushed the hardware like on a launch console. So
Yeah.
that's really good.
Yeah.
So if you guys want to move on into Microsoft?
Of course. Yeah.
All right. So this is the meat and potatoes of today's stream, guys. We're going to be here. I'm sure that you'll have to clean up a puddle after we talk about Halo, but let's save that for last. So let's just start off with one of my personal favorite funny bits. We didn't get to see any gameplay, but I thought Outer Worlds 2 had a great trailer.
Oh my god, did it ever?
Like I thought it had a great trailer. It was just a constant amount of jokes. It made fun of itself. It made fun of every other trailer that we saw today. Like it was really, really fun. Who played the last Outer Worlds? Did we all play it or
Yeah.
yeah?
Yeah, I played it.
I thought it was great. It was Fallout in space, and it wanted to do that, and I think it accomplished that task.
I think most of the guys that worked on it weren't they original Bethesda employees, or am I wrong?
Yeah, they're a bunch of Obsidian guys, so they definitely worked hand in hand with Bethesda. And now that we got Obsidian and Bethesda in one company, man, we might see some interesting stuff. You know, when we're in our 40s, we might see some interesting stuff. Although they did make, Obsidian made New Vegas in a year, so who knows?
Yeah. And while we're on it, I guess they are releasing Skyrim on Etch a Sketch now.
Oh,
yeah.
So
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
on my little extra sketch right here.
Wow.
Can I download it? I got the portable.
You can download Skyrim right on it. So now
I have to make sure I download the update.
Yeah, Skyrim is now officially on everything.
So, what you think about Starfield? What are we thinking? Because we opened the conference with Starfield. So, what are we thinking?
I still don't know what that game's gonna be.
I kind of want to withhold judgment just yet. I don't want to, like Andrew said, I kind of don't want to because what we're thinking it could be, and they might just change the whole thing on us. So I kind of want to just kind of be patient with it just till we see something in the next couple months.
Yeah, I wish they would have showed some amount of gameplay. Just somebody shooting a gun or an alien or something.
Something.
Yeah,
Give us something.
I mean, the launch pad sequence thing was pretty cool, but that makes me think it's going to be something like Everspace or something like that, or maybe something more like like I don't know. I feel like that's what they're going for, which would be okay. But yeah, I don't know. I might want something different from them. But I mean, it looked good, and but once again, we just saw a trailer, so I'm not sure exactly what to think about it.
Yeah, like I think it'll end up being okay. It'll end up being good, and it's cool that it's an exclusive. It's just I don't feel like we know. I don't feel like that trailer did anything. I do like that they're going for 11/11/22. That's okay. For the release date, but
Yeah, the Bethesda stuff. I mean, I'm glad I can go play the old Fallout games on my PC now. Like if I wanted to for free, that's pretty cool. I haven't looked and seen if they had achievement support for them. If they do, I'm going to be playing those like pretty soon.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I'm actually excited for the Fallout 76 because I was a big Brotherhood of Steel person. So
that looked real good.
I'm all about it.
Excuse me.
Am I?
Sure didn't. Not from the last time we all played it. And a year ago.
They fixed a few things in it. They've made it more playable, I guess, be a way to describe it. The NPCs in it are good. They actually have a pretty decent different kind of storylines in it. But there's still quite a few bugs that need to be ironed out, and they're trying. I give them credit. They're trying, but I just think that was another game that was just so large that they shouldn't have rushed it.
I feel like we're 76 is one of those games that the player base that really digs it really digs it, and I wished I would have stuck with it so I could have grown with that game. But I remember streaming it like within a couple of days of it coming out, and I was just like taking my hits, being like, okay, I don't really like this, but I like some of this, and I was like kind of back and forth on it. And I got a mission that was supposed to have been like a little bit hard for me, but I cheesed the AI so hard, like the AI just spawned inside of a table, like the boss monster, and I could just cheese it, and I was just like, man, I don't know if I like this. Like I'm having a lot of these problems, and I don't think I ever went back to it, other than last year at some point in time. But
yeah, me, you, and Swanks played it.
Yeah, but maybe I need to give that game another look. I feel the same way about Elder Scrolls Online though too, because I feel like EOS isn't. I feel like they don't do Elder Scrolls very well, and they don't do the MMO mechanics very well, so it's kind of a mixed bag.
Yeah. Yeah, we played. We did play EOS for a while last year, and I completely agree. It was a lot of go talk to this fella down the road play, and then go back and talk to the person who originally gave you this.
Well, I just
So
don't think it wants to be a multiplayer game. Like I don't know. Like
it's hard to to play Elder Scrolls for all these years for me anyway. I won't say this is a generalized statement, but for me it's hard to sit here and play Skyrim, Oblivion, and all that. And then it's an entire world of MMO, and I'm still expected to feel the same way.
yeah, I mean it could just be. I don't know. It's just another one of those games. If you're really really into it, you're going to dig it. And I like how they are putting out that content for the people that really really enjoy those games. So
Yeah.
if you really like EOS and you really like Fallout 76, then you got more content coming for you. And you know what? I might take another look at Fallout 76, especially since we're going to go back to the Pit next year, and the Pit was one of my favorite expansions. So yeah, I might take another look at that.
I think it's one of those. It's one of those games. I don't want to compare it to Destiny, but in a way, it is as far as the community, because the community that's there loves it, and they're all about it. And if you can get hooked into it, like a friend of mine did, then just he really loves it now. But it's like with Destiny, it's the same way. It's like you have guys that just we've been in it, we love it, and but we also can be the harshest critics. But I can get why like someone who hasn't really played it or like casually played it doesn't understand like the hype behind it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I can see that because there's more to it than those beginning layers that we see. You know what I mean? And once you're in it and you have like 80 hours or something like that in it, you've seen that end game. You know what the game actually is. I feel that way. So I'm a big Diablo 3 guy. Like I love Diablo 3, but anytime someone starts playing Diablo 3, I'm like, listen, the campaign. The first 40 hours of you playing is not the game. Like, it's not. Yeah. The game is seasonal play and adventure mode. That's the game. But you got to get through all of that stuff first. But yeah, I get it. There are games with a lot of learning curves. I think World of Warcraft's a perfect example too. Most Blizzard games is a perfect example of having a really really bad entry point. And a learning curve that you gotta go over.
Yeah, because the first all the levels are just you learning your abilities and learning how to use them, and then you go into raids. And they're like, now you got to learn how to use these things effectively with everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
And really, I guess the main content is raid content. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. So, anything else Bethesda really brought out there? Well, they had what? Redwall, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which is the Dishonored
Redwall.
guys.
Actually, that trailer did interest me.
Yeah.
Honestly, it looked pretty good.
Yeah, Vamps, right?
I was surprised by that. The whole power aspect thing is cool. I like the different powers that they had. It's been a while since they've put in. I think those guys haven't worked on anything since Dishonored, have they? Or did I miss something?
Prey.
Oh yeah.
Tim, what do you mean by like not NMS? What does that mean? If you can throw me a rebuttal there.
Sky?
No Man's Sky? Yes. Like No Man's Sky back when we were talking about Starfield. Yeah, like No Man's Sky. I
hope it doesn't have a release like No Man's Sky.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
The only thing I don't like about No Man's Sky is they give me like 13-point achievements, and fuck that. Okay, like get your odd numbered achievements out of here. Don't cause me pain where I have to go and do more things. Yeah, I don't like that.
My achievements end in like 556 right now. And it's really bothering me, and I don't know where it came from. That's the problem.
I remember when my achievement score got screwed up the first time, it was because of the Simpsons game, and you press enter, you get 1 point. And I was like, and it broke me for years. But yeah, like.
Fable?
Say what?
Did we also get a Fable?
A Fable? Well, they didn't talk about Fable, actually. They talked. They were like, "Hey, we know Fable's coming later." All the
I
Turn
thought we
10
got-
guys just talked about Forza.
Oh, I thought we got an entire thing on Fable.
No.
Oh, might be.
But Redwall looks good. Looks like another 4-player, like we might like Left 4 Dead-y kind of thing, maybe, but with open world elements. So that kind of seems kind of interesting. And I think
Aren't
that
those Left 4 Dead guys coming out with a new game soon?
yes, that would be Back for Blood, which is also going to be a Game Pass
yeah,
release.
thank you.
And it looks
I thought that was
fantastic. It looked great.
Oh, it looks great.
It's Turtle Rock
Excellent.
Studios too, so that's the same guys that done Evolve. So, I mean, they are a bunch of Left 4 Dead like guys, and I didn't think Evolve was as bad as everybody else kind of seemed to think it was. It was.
I played Evolve a couple times and it was fun. It's just same deal as any 4-player thing like that, getting people together.
So the problem that Evolve had it was slightly before its time because Evolve happened, right, and it kind of died, and then now we got what is that? The Jason game came out, and let's see,
Friday the 13th.
Friday the 13th. What is that?
Dead by Daylight.
Dead by Daylight. Now there's plenty of 4v1 games out
Yep.
there, so it's a whole deal. So I don't know.
I've played Evolve with friends and it was great. I mean, it's not a single player type thing you do, but I didn't think it deserved the criticism it got.
No, it got a lot of trash. One of my favorite D&D guys, his name's Matt Koval, worked on that game, and the way he talks about developing like the storylines and like the themes behind that game is really, really interesting. Seeing it from a game like lore design aspect, I can really respect what got put into that game, and it kind of sucks that it failed. So, but anyway. So let's see. I'll put one out here. So Atomic Heart looked ridiculously interesting to me.
Which one is that?
Atomic Heart. It was the other Russian game. It wasn't Stalker, but it had like a grandmother with some golf clubs in it, and like random robots that was attacking you, and you had like these little tendrils things that would come out of your wrist, and you'd shut things down. It looked really, really, really weird.
I think I missed that one.
It was highly, highly like Soviet, and I really, really, I really dig Soviet like esque stuff, and it looked strange. It looked
It was Atomic Heart. That was the name
Atomic Heart. Yeah.
of it. I don't think. Did I miss that?
I'm looking at some of the images from it, and
It looks weird.
it looks fucking nuts.
Yeah, it's very strange. There's a lot of like what if Soviet era like technology in it. You don't know if it's post apocalyptic or not. There's just a lot to it, and it looks like BioShock, but in Russia to me.
Oh, now you're just putting us on.
Putting us on. I don't know. It really surprised me. I like to look at that game.
I'll bring up some.
Okay.
We're getting Hades for Xbox.
Hades for
Oh, yeah.
Xbox.
Oh yeah. I'm
Good.
excited about that.
Yeah, finally ready to get some achievements for playing that game.
I like
Now I gotta
Hades a
start
lot.
Hades is a wonderful game.
I
And-
never got to play it, so I'll play it when it hits.
Remember,
Will
to
do.
get the real ending, you got to beat it 10 times. Okay.
Jesus.
I think I've got about 4 under me right now.
The ending changes every time, so
It does.
just
And it
just
gives
remember
you a
that.
little bit more every time, and I like that. It's really good. I beat it a couple times whenever they before they got like the actual some of the endings out. So it was just like, all right, you beat it. We're gonna throw you back. We don't really have anything else for you. I'm like, all right, cool.
Yeah, when it was still in early
Yeah.
access there.
Yeah, it's early access, but even then, it was such a good game, and they have done a lot for that game since then.
What about Diablo 2 Resurrected?
Cannot
Back up in
fucking
that ass with
wait.
the resurrected. Yeah, I like it. Diablo 2 is gonna like it's a piece of my childhood that I'll look back on and be like, man, those were good days. Like, you know what I mean? Collecting, just like killing people right outside of the camp, and just collecting ears and getting all their gold and like ransoming their items back to them. Like that's their stuff. That's the stuff. Having some dude walk into camp with a bunch of like cloned jewels, stones of Jordan, and just dropping them everywhere. I remember all that kind of stuff. Such a hacked game, but I do enjoy it.
Yeah.
And we get
And
the
I'm
whole
never
thing
gonna play
too.
Diablo 2.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. You ready to play a kind of difficult game? Because Diablo 2 can be difficult.
Yeah, it definitely can. See what else.
Duriel will make or break you. Like that fight is a good example of whether or not you're geared enough. It's a
I
good
was
gear
actually
check.
impressed with this amount of RPGs that are kind of coming out and things are kind of progressing. Not progressing, I should say, but there's a shift in gaming towards that direction. And I know friends of mine, and I don't know if you guys probably do too. Friends are like, "Wow, we didn't even really know about this kind of genre of gaming." I'm like, "Listen, it's been around
Oh
for a
yeah,
long time, and I'm all about it."
yeah. I work
What
with
is that picture of you in the background that you were just looking
this
at?
one.
I
Oh,
just, yeah,
this
I
is
know
me and Veronica, and Veronica's inside of a giant shark, and
Okay.
I look very scared. Now, if you
I thought
look right, if you look close, Veronica's holding some napkins right here, some tissues, and I'm holding a Sunkist. The reason why is because seconds before I took this picture, I was like, Veronica, you're going to drop that Sunkist. And she did.
Also, it just decided to start pouring the rain outside my house, and it looks like Jurassic Park out there. So
Oh.
if you guys lose me,
Well, we're
that's
getting
why.
a new Jurassic Park game as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good transitioning.
Look at that. That's professional podcasting right there.
Yeah.
Sorry, excuse me real quick. I have to ban somebody. You guys talk.
I just banned someone on mine too, because for that same reason, I think.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the Jurassic World Evolution game when it came out. I only played it for I played it for a few days, and it was fun. I really liked Jurassic World or Jurassic Park Operation Genesis back on the PS2. So when that got announced, I was like, yeah, I'll play this, and it turned out okay. So I'll probably play 2 as well.
Yeah, that got announced
I
a couple days ago, I think.
I think that from what I'm looking at in the trailer and what they showed, they're adding like more diverse environments. Like I see a desert environment, I see a tundra environment. They're adding like mammoths is one of the things that they're going to be adding to it. This I think it's going to be a lot more. And they're also I forgot they're also adding like sea creatures, so like you can get a plesiosaur.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
that's cool.
I'm all about that.
Yeah, I'll probably play that one too.
Right on.
So I'm wondering if they're gonna try to release it. Well, it comes out this year, doesn't it? Or is that next year?
Let's see.
So I thought they were gonna try to release it with the new Jurassic World movie.
So, is that this year or is that next year?
I want to say next year.
2022. Yeah.
Okay,
Mm.
so I thought because I know a lot of stuff got pushed back.
Fallen Kingdom was the worst movie I've seen in theaters in a while.
It's-
I'm not gonna go down that. I'm not gonna go down that road though.
I felt like that movie was so rushed.
Yeah.
I feel like that movie is fine in a hey, I looked at some dinosaurs aspect.
Mhm.
But the most enjoyment I had in that movie was the amount of people who had to bring their children out of the theater because they were crying over brontosauruses that were burning to death. Like why'd they think that was okay? Like you want a sad scene, see one of them like dying or something, but not a whole family of them burning to death. That's a bad idea. Cause Jurassic Park's a kids movie, like it really is at its heart. So why'd they do that?
I don't know.
Obviously, they haven't really seen the Velociraptor scene from the first one.
Right.
And now it stopped. Casey walked out to, I guess, read in the rain, and then it just done. That's all it did.
It's done with it. So we got a Guardians of the Galaxy game dropped today. It looks fine, I suppose, if you're into Guardians.
I'm into Guardians, and I was watching that just kind of going, I don't know. It's like they really wanted to just ape the style of the movies, but they didn't follow through and model the characters after the people. And I don't know.
Yeah, I could see
I don't know.
that.
Same kind of deal that the Avengers game had. But didn't they announce an expansion for the Avengers game too?
They did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that game? I guess that game's still going then?
Yeah, as far as I know, it is. I don't know who's playing it. I don't know anyone who plays it on the reg, but not sure.
I feel like we've all had so many games kind of get hyped up, and then they just not really flopped, but they turned out to be just, not what y'all expected. So, like, I don't know about y'all, but I kind of reserve judgment until I see, like, good gameplay of it, or a demo, or something, just because we're like, oh, this game looks really good, and then you get to play a demo, and this is not what I was expecting it to be.
Yeah,
Right.
man, I mean, I had one of those recently with, what was that Mutant game? What was that? Mutant, Biomutant? Yeah. Like, I was kind of hyped for that game, and I'm like, oh my god, the narrator. Why don't you shut up, narrator?
Did you sell a...
Now you can play without him.
Yep.
I was that way with Outriders.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean, I liked Outriders. There's a lot to it, and I know that they're going to be working on it to put more stuff in it. But I was kind of underwhelmed with how much there was to do, so to speak.
The dialogue choices in Outriders is terrible. Like, it's real bad. It's real bad. Because they want to be kind of like a bro shooter, but in the worst of ways. You know what I mean? Like, it's real bad. It's real bad. Oh, speaking of bro shooters, what about that Battlefield 2042?
That Battlefield kind of looks good. I can't lie. Like, I haven't really
Thank
been
you for the
into
like,
Battlefield since one, I think, was the last one that I played more than like an hour or two of. But that game looks pretty cool. Again, I'm going to be more interested if I can get a Series X to play it on, so I can see what it's actually supposed to be like. But
Garrett's got him one.
Here, right next to me.
I got a Series S over here because it's my streaming box.
I have an Xbox One X.
I had to. So it's a funny story about my Series X. I had to get the giant GameStop bundle in order to get one.
Oh yeah.
I had to pay like $850, but I got it got an extra controller. You get I got Valhalla and NBA 2K, which I don't play, but since they came wrapped still in the plastic, I took it back to GameStop and got full price for that game back.
That's good.
So, but yeah, that's how I got it. Although because the bundles are the only thing they got left, and I'm like, well,
that's the
PayPal,
one.
Here we go. So,
now Casey says that Battlefield looks really cool, and I agree. Casey.
What I appreciate is that the trailer for it, and they did the guy jumping out of the plane. That clip is like Battlefield 4 old. I remember when that clip was like a big thing on YouTube. Yeah. And the guy that did it, the original guy that made the clip that performed that, reacted to it on Twitch, and he just was like going crazy. And it was just like kind of a wholesome moment to see that come full circle in that.
Yeah, the jumping out, rocket launcher, jump back in. Yeah.
Was the fact that, that Battlefield recognized, their player base and put that in there. That to me was just awesome.
Did you notice that some of the scenes from the normal trailer and the gameplay trailer was the same scene from a different perspective? So
I did
like
not.
there's a scene where the guy like sends a ATV into a helicopter. Well, you get to see that in the gameplay trailer from the guy that was on the ATV. He sends it in and then detonates it like as in a gameplay footage. A lot of the same footage was the same clips.
I had to watch it 2 or 3 times before I realized that. I didn't see it the first time.
It was pretty neato. I'm ready for a new Battlefield. I think that's more. I don't know. I think the future's the way to go. Like, you know, we've been stuck in like either modern or World War II, World War One, you know, for a little bit too long. And I think seeing some future tech will be neat to see. So yeah.
I thought Battlefield 1 was great. Like,
Yeah.
no one had really touched the First World War before, and it was
Yeah.
kind of nice that they incorporate all that in. You know, obviously, you know, with Call of Duty and other games, World War II has just been run into the dirt
And to
with
the
how
ground.
much it's been used. But that's why I was kind of appreciated, like, the new COD with Black Ops, the campaign at least, going to like the Cold War and that kind of era that no one really, you know, touched before.
Yeah.
Even though the game was kind of bad, but
I would like to see them do like maybe like a weird World War II, like something strange. So
That would be all right.
yeah,
but
like
I think I like Battlefield we're kind of going back to its roots, you know, with 3 and 4, and I appreciate that. Like, I think they'll make it good.
yeah. So you talked a little bit about Psychonauts earlier. Do you wanna tell us why you're so excited about Psychonauts?
I think, I think it's nice that they like a game like that was, in my opinion at least, undervalued, just like underrated. Like it's better than like it didn't have a huge audience to it, but and I love that, like that type of game in it as well. Just the type of kind of platforming, which we're kind of going towards. I think we see a lot more, mostly indie, well, a lot more like platforming games come out, and I think that most of us can really appreciate that kind of shift back to like our childhoods. Like, was what we played was platforming
yeah.
games.
Oh yeah, I mean Tim Schafer's a genius. Like the guy really knows what he's doing. Double Fine's put out some really decent games, and I feel like a lot of his games is niche into the audiences because he does what he wants to do. I mean, if you look like Brutal Legend, stuff like that, like he builds these worlds into something that he wants to show you a neat world. And Brutal Legend's a great example of that, and Psychonauts is too. Like it's very unique. Like nothing else looks like that. My girlfriend Veronica in here was like, "Is this like a Tim Burton game? Because it looks like something like Tim Burton would do." And I'm like, you know what? Yeah, it kind of does look like a Tim Burton game. That would be kind of cool. So I wish I would anything Double Fine does, I'll definitely back up because they're a good company. So.
They definitely are.
All right.
I feel like there was something else. Ooh, that looks kind of open.
What was that, Andrew?
I'm looking through to see if there's anything that I'm forgetting that I was like, ooh, okay, that looks pretty cool.
Okay.
The Sea of Thieves expansion.
Yes.
Pirates of the Caribbean. I'm excited for that.
So you're a pirate legend, aren't you? Didn't you get pirate legend?
Oh yeah.
That's really cool.
It's a grind. It's a grind. It took me a while. In the first year that the game came out, we played it a lot at the beginning, and then just, you know, it kind of died out over time.
They added so much to that game.
Oh, they've added. Oh my gosh, they've added so much. And then with this coming, it's just, you know, it's kind of like a match made in heaven, honestly. But I mean, there's a lot to it. You don't even have to. Like, I was explaining it to a friend of mine who's now getting into it himself, because he was like, "Oh, do you just go around and shoot people?" It's like, no, you don't even have to do that. You can just go to random islands and, just dig up treasure. Go like we were helping him earlier. We did a legendary vault, and it was just going around finding map pieces that you got to find where the vault's hidden, and then there's a puzzle inside said vault to
Mhm.
get extra loot, and there's like 25, 30 chests you got to get out. You got to get all the gold. I mean, you don't even have to fight anybody, and there's a lot to it.
Yeah, like Sea of Thieves has broken me a couple of times where I'll be playing like alone, like one man sleeping it, and then like a galleon will just pull up on me and just troll me. But those the bad times definitely don't outweigh the good times in that game. So you know,
I think it's a double-edged sword with Sea of Thieves. Like, it's just you have this open, expansive world. The game's beautiful,
hmm
and then you just have some of the worst player community that you can run
well,
into. That
it is Sea of Thieves, not Sea of Friends. So
I mean, it's true. But I mean, I get what you're saying. That like you're just two-man in it with a friend, and all of a sudden the galleon rolls up, and rip us, boys. I guess we're going in the water.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Like what? But I've had some great times. I remember me and Andrew, and I think one of our other friends. We were playing, and we grouped up with like two or three other ships because like a vault was like a pirate fortress was going down, and we took over the pirate fortress. And some dudes rolled into us, and we rolled into we sailed into them, and we blew them up, and we got away with the treasure, and we were playing Baby
I'm
Shark
on a boat.
through a speaker the whole time.
Now, I'll tell you, my favorite song on Sea of Thieves is that really sad song that you play with
Some dudes
accordion.
rolled into, blew them up, and we got away with the accordions.
Yeah,
Yeah, me and my friends have like a ritual when we finish up for what we're doing in the server, or if like the server gets too crowded, we'll go to an outpost, dump all our stuff, and then we'll vote to scuttle the ship, and we'll play the song's called Stitcher's Sorrow, and we'll all four of us line up there, each with a different instrument. And we'll just play the sad song until the ship sinks, and
Yeah.
then go to another server.
Yeah.
I have a
Nice.
very similar thing that I do, except I play the sad song while making Matt do absolutely everything on the ship.
It's like, Matt, can you get these sails? Can you put down the anchor? Can you sail the ship? Do better. Can you tell us where we're going?
Yeah, but the entire time it's set to a sad, sad song.
Yeah, real fun for me, I'll tell you. Real fun for me.
There's always that one guy that's kind of the was we were playing earlier yesterday, me and my friends, and our new friend that we're helping, his name's Zach. We told him that he's the cabin boy. He has to do everything we tell him. And we had him do just the most pointless stuff that you even have to do. But
Like
I mean, I think
it's
that's
raining.
where the fun is.
Continuously throw that water out of the boat. Like it's going to
Yeah.
fill up the ship. It totally will, right?
We told him, we're like, if you don't throw this water out, the ship's gonna sink, and we're gonna throw you in the brig.
There you go. Oh, that's fun.
I finally
think-
remembered.
Go ahead,
I
Andrew.
did not mean to cut you off. I finally
Go
remembered.
ahead, Andrew.
I'm excited for a Plague Tale.
Oh
2.
yeah, yeah, that
Yeah,
looks
Plague
good.
Tale.
That wave of
Watch.
rats coming down the alley.
Yeah.
I was like, because when I was watching the trailer, watching it live, I'm kind of watching. I'm like, what is this? Like, it's rats. Okay, I see that, and then all of a sudden it like blows out to that kid, and I'm like, okay, where are we going with this? But I think, I think that game's gonna be good. I hope.
Yeah. I watched Casey here play that entire game from beginning to end. I might have missed like a chapter somewhere around in it, but that game is real fun to side seat game. We'll say.
See that. Let's see. What is that one that like it was a Kickstarter game? It's Eoden Chronicles. I think that's the name of it, but it's Sikoden's like spiritual successor. And yeah, Eoden Chronicles 100 Heroes. So that was a Kickstarter game, like kickstarted last year. And man, me and Justin are both huge Sikoden fans, and seeing another game that's kind of off of that formula makes me really happy. And it looks like a good mix of what Suikoden 2 looks like and Octopath Traveler, which I thought was a beautiful game. Like Octopath Traveler on the game, like on the storyline side, might be a little iffy, but it's still beautiful when it comes to 2D sprites. But yeah, man, like 100 different playable characters that you can collect like Pokemon essentially, and you put them into a castle like Suikoden, and they all have like combo attacks. Like no characters are like bad. Like everyone's usable. That's my kind of JRPG. So I'm really excited for that.
Do they have that? Because one of the things that really impressed me about like Suikoden 2, and probably Suikoden 1 had the same thing, but they also had like a Fire Emblem kind of deal going on at certain times. You know, like you're like a big war thing.
The paper rock scissors wars.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
I don't know if this one's going to have something like that, but I always enjoyed the paper rock scissors wars. So
yeah, well, the last one I played was they made one for I think it was for like either the DS or the SP, and it was not a good Suikoden game. It was pretty awful.
You can stop at 3. Like in all honesty, 1, 2, and 3, you're good.
Yeah.
But 2's a goddamn masterpiece. So
yeah, two's up there. Yeah. It ain't no Final Fantasy 6 or Chrono Trigger, but you know.
Speaking of those, they're all getting remastered, right? Well, not Chrono Trigger, but Final Fantasy 1 through 6 is getting digital remasters.
Yeah.
If Chrono Trigger got a remaster, I'd be this floor would be a mess. Let me just go ahead and tell you right now, like it would not be this color.
Yeah.
Oh God, I missed that game.
I think Matt you said they were getting remastered for what, Steam and mobile?
Steam and mobile, yeah.
So that's a little disappointing to hear, but you know, we'll see what they come up with. Maybe it won't be. Maybe it'll be something good because I mean they've already redone 6, and some of the others for the mobile phone.
I just want them to keep the sprites the same. I don't want those new chibi sprites. I want the original sprites. I mean, Edgar is probably one of my favorite characters of any media. So, I mean, yeah, I'm ready to see. I'm ready to see that again. Final Fantasy 6 is great.
Is E3's tomorrow or is that Tuesday? E3, I'm stupid. EA.
EA. I'm not sure.
I don't know if they're Monday or Tuesday. I don't remember.
Is there?
They usually do like an EA Play, right?
Yeah.
Only thing I know is that we are doing this during Square Enix.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if they're gonna have anything about the KOTOR remake about it.
Computer.
And there is no Sony or Nintendo, right? They are not here.
They're going to be doing.
Nintendo has a direct tomorrow. The Nintendo Direct's tomorrow.
Okay.
So hopefully I get some Pokemon something. They finally say something.
EA Play is July 22nd.
Okay.
So
they push that back.
Yep.
I'm just hoping that they say something about the KOTOR remake. It's supposedly coming out next year.
That would be pretty cool. That would be.
I'm if they do it like a remake, like Final Fantasy VII, I am all about it. I put so many hours into that game.
I believe KOTOR needs to be rebuilt. I really do, because in its current form, where it's a good game, it's very, very dated. Like it still uses like basically D&D 3.5 rule set for its combat rules, which is fine, but also in the tabletop scheme that's kind of dated nowadays. So So yeah, it needs a rebuild. I can see that.
I'm not as schooled as you guys in the D&D aspect.
Say what?
I'm not as schooled as you guys are in the D&D aspect. Something I've wanted to get into, but I have like no friends that are interested.
Oh well.
Well, just remember that Thaco is the best thing that was ever made.
Thaco's really bad. You got to count backwards from 20. And-
mean, I think that game, any game that's that old as like KOTOR, it needs to just not be remade. It needs to be a remake and just kind of not destroy it to the ground, but kind of break it down to its foundation and then build back up to like where we are today, like how Final Fantasy VII did. They didn't strip the game completely. They just kind of brought it back down to its foundation with the voice actors and stuff, and then just
Mhm.
built the game back up.
Oh, I
Or
agree.
like RE2, Resident 2
Yeah,
remake.
Resident Evil 2 is a
Yeah.
perfect example of an amazing remake. So is Final Fantasy 7 though. It's good too. Speaking of voice actors, real quick, this is a bit of a tangent, but I was doing some Skyrim. I've been doing a lot of Skyrim with my streams, and Casey jumped in, and Casey's like, "Is that Winnie the Pooh's voice actor?" And I was like, "What?" And I got to thinking, I kept on like listening to him, like, "Dude, that guy does sound like Winnie the Pooh. That's just Winnie the Pooh's voice, but an old man." And then we looked it up.
And-
Yep, it's Winnie the Pooh.
Yep, Jim Cummings.
Well, it's funny because you talk about Skyrim voice actors like Parthenax. That's the voice actor of Mario.
Yep.
People go, "What?" I said, "Yeah, it's the same guy."
Mario. Oh,
It's like you want to
Parthenax.
really blow someone's mind and say, "Hey, you know who the voice actor of Eeyore is?" They go, "Well, no." I'm like, "Oh, he's also Optimus Prime."
Yep.
Just so you know.
It's like the Bender Marcus Phoenix thing, you know? Yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
dig that. So, let's see. The only thing I got left on my list is Halo 5. Do you guys have anything else?
We're gonna be here a while. We do Halo.
I'm ready to start jerking off Halo with the rest of it.
Oh yeah, I'm ready for that.
Alright, let's jerk off Halo for a while.
Let's
Halo
go.
Man,
Can we
get ready.
Can we rename the stream to Jerking Halo Off? Can we-
I
can we
mean, I
do that?
can.
So we're gonna be fucking Master Chef for a while. That's his name, right? Master Chef.
Master Chef, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Yeah.
Like, so Master Chef Jan 711 or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. 711. That's the
It's a
the
zip
address
code.
of its. That's his address for his restaurant.
Yeah,
All right.
That's his PO box.
that's right. So, let's all agree, because I'm pretty sure we will. This year's showing was 100 times better than last year's showing.
Oh, hands down.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know why, but it's like they took that coat of cartoon they had last year and stripped it off. It didn't look like
Yeah.
a cartoon like it did last year. Not that the cartoon looked
Yeah.
bad, it's just
Well,
that's not what I was expecting. So,
Well, like I remember when we watched that, we we were totally on like break at work watching that. 2 years ago,
that was last year.
last year.
Yeah,
Oh,
'cause
they had
it was-
E3 last year. Yeah. We were watching that, and then like I enjoyed what they showed. I didn't even pay attention to the graphics. It's like this is coming out later. It's whatever. I didn't even really think about it. And I still don't think that was a bad demo. Gameplay wise, it all looked really good. It's just now I enjoy the extra coats of paint they've put on it since then. We'll
Yeah.
say.
Yeah, I think a lot of people complain just like, "Oh, well, this is what the next gen, is supposed to be like," and I didn't take it at face value, as I don't think most of us here did. We said, "Well, we know that they're gonna, polish it and make it better," and I'm honestly glad they took the extra year to do it. I mean, I was upset when they pushed it back, as most everybody, but I'm glad they took the extra time because I knew that with 343 did, I'm like, they're gonna actually put in the effort and get us a game that's that we're gonna like worth buying.
yeah. I mean,
Well, and you don't even have to buy it.
It's true.
It's gonna be on Game Pass, and multiplayer is free.
yeah. Cross-platform multiplayer.
And I think that's great. It just gives more people just that they don't have a barrier there they got to go through to get into the game, and I just think that's just like Microsoft is blowing it out of the water with that.
Yeah.
Honestly,
This man
PlayStation
Janseth wants
users,
some.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, right. This man Janseth on my stream wants some Cortana Rule 34.
Well, it's out there.
Yeah.
Let me just go ahead and tell you, it's there.
I don't know
So-
who that is, but it sounds like my account's been hacked.
Your account's been hacked. So yeah, there's a lot of questions, right? Why is new Cortana supposedly supposed to have killed old Cortana?
Oh,
Because that's totally
And,
Cortana, right? That's just Haley again, right?
yeah,
Same
it's,
voice
Jen
actor.
Taylor. It's
Yeah.
Jen Taylor
Exactly.
again, so
I mean, I think I can kind of see where they're going with the story because Cortana, even though she had ascended to the, I don't know what you want to call it, not the, I guess mantle, or I don't know what the Forerunners called it exactly.
Well, she has
But-
so many pieces of technology in her now. She was stuck in the grave mine for a while. Like
Mhm.
like she her rampancy has to be off the charts. Like it's
Yeah.
crazy.
It's kind of the way I kind of looked at it with her was like I'm gonna jump into Mass Effect real quick, as at the end of Mass Effect 3 when you could combine synthetics with organics. Like I feel like that's kind of where she was. She had that organic, but also she was completely synthetic. She was like a perfect fusion. But at the same time, if they're registering her for deletion, they could still delete that synthetic piece of her.
yeah.
So maybe that's where they're going with that.
I don't know. I just really hope they didn't kill off Cortana in between games. I hope that's like a portion of the way into it, and then you figure out what happened. I hope. I hope the game doesn't start and Cortana's dead.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, because
Yeah.
at the end of Halo 5, I was very confused when the Infinite was first announced, and I was, you watched the trailer with the guy in space and whatnot, and I'm like, how did we get here from the
Yeah.
end of Halo 5?
Well, you even see like the Infinity. It's like the Infinity's offline. Why is the Infinity offline? It's been in like every
Yeah.
book since they came out. Since Halo 5's ended. The Infinity's
Yeah.
such a huge part of what Halo is
Mhm.
now because it's like the Spartan training ground. So I don't know.
Because with that, I'm like, okay, where's Halsey? Like, what's going on? Like, it just, and I know that they're probably going to get to that piece with us, but there's like, us Halo geeks are like, there's a huge gap here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's some time. There's gonna have to have been like a gap in between 5 and Infinite.
And I appreciate his old armor coming back.
Yeah.
And I noticed too. I didn't notice it at first until I went back and rewatched it, but you can tell Steve Downes getting old.
Yeah.
You could tell he's getting up there. His voice is starting to get deeper, and
I know he's like I said, he's gonna be Marcus Phoenix. Like he's gonna have to do that voice before you know
Yep.
And
it.
I think
So,
that just kind of adds more to the Chief, honestly, because
It does.
Chief's not young. I mean, obviously by Spartan years he is, but I think he's Chief's got to be getting tired.
mhm.
Like all this fighting, he's got to be getting tired.
Well,
Yeah.
So
Steve Downes is actually 70 years old.
Oh, okay, Dark Sage. What's your question there, buddy? Throw us a question out, man, or lady, or whoever. Would love to hear your question. But yeah, Steve Downes very very old.
holy crap, yeah, he is 70.
Yeah.
yeah, he's. I knew him, and I want to say Keith David was pretty close in age with him too.
And Cortana, Jen Taylor's 50, and
Yeah.
Wow.
she's doing whatever voice she's doing works in the new one. Like I forget that she's a really really good voice actor. And
She does a ton of stuff.
Oh, did you guys? Speaking of Halo, did you guys see the leaks from the TV show? Came out a
I
couple days
saw a
ago.
little bit of that, but nothing substantial.
No, there's just a few pictures, but I do. It looks like the Prophet is like a animatronic. Like it looks like they have a Prophet, and from what I understand, the only person who's coming from the game is Jen Taylor. She'll still be playing Cortana, the show as well. But from what I also understand, the show's not going to be canonic, so it's not going to be canon or anything.
I mean,
Hmm.
I think even if they went somewhere where, of course, everybody wants to see the Chief, but even if we went somewhere and didn't see that, I mean, the Halo universe is so expansive.
Yeah.
There's so much going on.
Well, that's why like it kind of got me because like at the beginning you see the Halo, part there, and that was just the Reach team, right? Like because it was Kat and Emil was there, and like that was all the Reach guys. So I was expecting something like maybe talking about Reach again for some reason, maybe like a remastered Reach, but that never got announced. But
Well,
Dark
I did
Sage,
notice,
throw us a question whenever you want to, man. That's no problem.
I did notice with the, I mean, you guys probably noticed too that with the multiplayer, it looks like they brought back the old Halo Reach kind of customization, how much armor we get to choose from, and I'm all
we
about
might
it.
have- yeah, prosthetic arms. Someone's running around with a prosthetic leg at one point. It does look. I want to wait until tomorrow to say this for sure, but I read that there aren't going to be team colors anymore. It's
Mhm.
not red versus blue. It is going to be all the Spartans are just going to be yours. Basically, it's just going to be how you customize them for them to show up.
All right, Dark Sage has a question for you, and it's a good one. So, I'm a staunch defender of historical war games, like the old Call of Duties and Battlefields. They hold a very special place in my heart because I had family who served in the armed forces. It seems today the push from the industry is more of a modern day war games or futuristic war games like Battlefield 2042 and Modern Warfare. I'm curious if it would be possible today for developers to offer a fresh take on World War II and tell stories not yet told.
I think it would be possible to do that. It's what stories could be. It's. I guess it's the question. I guess developers would have to ask themselves is what stories can they tell? Because
Yeah.
I guess you could there's a lot of different like sides to let's take World War II. There's a lot of different horrible stories that could be told, and I'm just not sure. Like, while I would be interested in seeing some of those perspectives, I'm wondering how many of them would be like a little bit too like for like modern game.
Like
Graphic, probably.
Well,
So-
it does be conducive for actual games. If you wanted to keep it historical,
Yeah,
There.
you'd have to walk that line.
That's it. So historical to me is you got to balance. So if you go historical, you can either make a battle seem like really heroic, and like these heroics made this battle happen, and like you can show that, or you can show the true, how war actually is and how it's filled with death and bunkers and bunkering down for days sometimes, and or
Yeah.
you can show that, and it's hard to get a good mix of that when it comes to gaming. Now, Dark Sage also has something here. It says, to me, historical games allow me to connect with the characters in a way more modern war games cannot. They lack originality to me and have oversaturated the market. While yes, World War II has been done to death, I'm in the minority that would like the genre to go back to the era and improve on new stories in a way they couldn't be told.
See,
And I can see that. So having connection
Yeah.
with modern games, like we live in the modern era, and we see all of the and more now than ever before do we see the atrocities of war at our forefront. We can see that. Like everybody has some of these in their pockets,
Yep.
and they can record it. And if you want to see that stuff, it's out there. But I think if you and the problem that we're going to have too is like more and more of the people that actually fought in those wars, that those people are unfortunately dying off, and because of that, their stories are going to be less likely to be told because you can't interview them.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
I think if a game developer wanted to go out there and interview some people that were actually in these wars, and took their knowledge and their experiences and made not necessarily a simulation but a storytelling experience based on their experiences, I would be very very I would be excited to play something like that. To play something from someone else's perspective, a true actual story, and see how it really was too.
Yeah.
Um,
I think I think a lot of things that me personally, I'm just like Dark Sage. I've got my whole family was military. Several served in World War II, Vietnam, so forth. A couple things that I noticed historically that we haven't touched on in games much. We haven't touched a whole lot on the North Africa campaign. That kind of gets overlooked with between Italy and whatnot. Of course, everyone we've seen the Normandy stuff. We've done the Pacific. They haven't really showed much of the Russian side of it, except for World at War did. The Germans pushed to Stalingrad, and then the Russians pushing back. They haven't. I would like to see a French underground game where we run with the French resistance.
I think that was Wolfenstein.
Was that well? Okay, that's we're getting a whole different can with Wolfenstein here than just true historical fact. Which I love Wolfenstein as much as the next guy, but I mean, come on. But I think also when the Germans tried to push to Scandinavia, there was a piece there. One of my favorite songs by the metal band I listened to was called White Death. It was about one of the most successful snipers from Finland. And he was known as the White Death because when the Germans would try to invade up there, he would camouflage with the snow. And, little stories like that I would love to see kind of played out, because we all know the invasion of D-Day, the push to Berlin, Operation Market Garden with the paratroopers and everything. I just think that piece would be, those small stories, little stuff that you just kind of overlook.
There's even stuff in the Pacific front that we never hit on. So early in the war, Japan was trying to push into like some of the southern Asian countries, and to build railways to go and take all of their natural resources, and you never see games talking about their resistance. It's always just America getting into the Pacific. Why can't we see the resistance from those small countries when it comes to Japan and stuff like that? I mean, they were producing railways that was a problem. Me and Veronica was watching a historical show about, like you talked about Scandinavia. They were working on a heavy water plant for nuclear weapons, like in Norway, and some people from was it Sweden, honey?
It was no.
Yeah, Norwegian resistance fighters went in as commandos to blow up this heavy water facility, and we never hear about that in games. You know what I mean? And then they had to trek cross country on skis to get back into neutral ground so they wouldn't be killed, while Nazis were basically chasing them through this ground. And it's and like Dark Sage said here, while people forget the Soviets suffered badly against the Germans, and Stalingrad was one of the worst battles in human history. That's very true.
That's what I
thank you for the follow as well.
Stalingrad.
Well, I think that with the Stalingrad thing, we can talk about how the Soviets, whatever you want to talk about their government or whatever.
We're turning into a history podcast. God damn it!
But we put that aside. I think World at War did really good with the first Stalingrad mission. Just you're in the middle of Stalingrad in the fountain with all those people that the Germans killed, and I think that kind of put what Dark Sage we should get with as game developers suffer with is that they need to get people for example, Ubisoft, when they do Assassin's Creed games, they get historians from all over the world to help them build that historical piece to it to make sure that they're right. So, of course, they've got offices in different countries, but they get different people from all over the world. When they did Greece, they got Greek historians, make sure this was right. Okay, how tall would the Parthenon, whatever, be at the time? I think that those type of games like that these people like Battlefield and Call of Duty need to look towards getting historians from other countries to tell their version of it that we don't know here in the States.
Well,
maybe
that's the problem. I think it would take a new series with this being the focus.
Yeah,
taking off, because Call of Duty isn't about that anymore.
No,
Battlefield's not about it.
Well,
you were
it's
talking about the
those
beginning of
games are
World
about
War, but
glorifying war. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we need to see, like, let's be honest. Like, I feel like they done some neat stuff with the torture scene in the last Modern Warfare of being like, hey, do you want to shoot this guy in the head? And if you do, your gun's empty. It's like, hey man, that was your choice. You know what I mean? Like, and I like that. And No Russian was the same way. You know what I mean? Like, the gritty realism that these things could potentially happen is what you need to show. Or even in war times, like,
I
We
enjoyed
need
World
that.
War II that they did, because that was Sledgehammer that did that one. And at the end of it, when they went to a concentration camp to free their fellow soldier, and it was like, I've watched Band of Brothers. I don't know if any of you guys have watched Band of Brothers, but it was like that, to where I was finished the campaign and I wasn't like, oh wow, that was a good campaign. I was silent, just because they're walking through and it's talking about what happened to those people, and not just Jews that were in the concentration camp. And I was just like, wow, this, to me, I've done research, but I was like, this just a different perspective. Like, wow, I did not know some of
Well,
this.
that is a thing that video games can let you do. They can
Mhm.
go and recreate it. And be like, this is literally what it was. This is not looking at a black and white picture. That this is like, you can go and actually be in this concentration
Exactly.
and see what was going on.
Yeah.
And that's something that wouldn't even be possible 10 years ago.
yeah, they give. Let's say you go into a concentration camp in one of these video games, and suddenly you've got instead of, like you said, a black and white picture, you've got people with personalities. You get attached to them, and you see like someone just having horrific treatments done to them, and then suddenly you're just like, well, shit, I really like that guy, and like we went through a lot, and now he's dead from whatever happened in those concentration camps that would kill somebody, but there was a lot. And that's just another medium of putting you there and kind of feeling the plight of all.
Yeah.
I think that just seeing that different perspective, like we as in this country, a lot of people have issues with not seeing it from that outside perspective. And then, like, okay, yeah, in our eyes we're right, but on the flip side, the people that we're fighting, they think they're right too.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
and I think that it's like, just here's an example. I watched Walking Dead, and when Negan came in, and everyone's like, "Oh, Negan's the bad guy," but I'm like, at the same time, flip it over, looking from Negan's perspective, Rick's the bad guys. And I just think that we don't see that in other people's eyes, we're the bad guys too.
remember, just go read All Squad on the Western Front, and and you'll get a great example of what war is.
Yep.
Horse and trails and everything, and yeah.
All
what
right, well,
what
that's my
is
application for the History Channel.
yeah.
All right,
So
here's my application for the History Channel. I will make up weird shit about aliens. And
Aliens.
yeah.
like
So
Halo
that's all we
aliens,
do.
like the Covenant, because that's what we're
Yeah.
talking about. Could we go back to that, please? It's too heavy.
No, we are. This is now the History Channel.
All right.
So
It's
this
funny you
point-
touch on Halo. A friend of mine, we were talking about the Halo trailer, whatnot, in our Discord, and he goes, my biggest complaint, and I said, what? He goes, it's the grappling hook. How does a grappling hook hold a 1,000-pound Spartan? I'm like, hold on. In this world of Halo, that's your problem? Like, this is 2560. I'm pretty sure they got a grappling hook. I mean, you want to talk
Hot
about the
tensile
shit
cable
that's as
right
big as
there.
a planet and it's
Yeah.
floating in space? Come on.
yeah.
Let's talk. Okay, so let's talk about those poor grunts that have to kamikaze themselves while those fucking elites get to just stand back and just shoot at Master Chef.
Yeah.
It's awful. It's horrible. I don't agree with it. I think there should be. I think we should have more grunts doing better things.
Make grunts great again.
Yes,
That grunt had dreams.
he did. He had a wife and child.
Well, he can
No,
speak English, which is pretty ridiculous.
I
Think
do
at all.
I do like how they are making brutes great again by bringing like the chopper is back now.
The chopper's
and,
back.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'm excited for that. Honestly, I'm
Weapon
I'm really
bouncing's
excited.
back, so you can grenade
Yeah.
it and throw it to you.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You can also grapple stuff to you, which is really cool.
Mm.
Yeah, I'm ready for an.
I did notice how they've. And it may have been just in the multiplayer, but look, like Chief had one too. Is like they've kind of combined the structures of weapons. Like the assault rifle you grab look like the assault rifle from Halo Reach, and like the battle rifle still look like the traditional battle rifle. But like they've kind of combined all that into one. And what they said, the guy that was doing their release with them, I mean, he was the one that worked on the first Halo in Halo 3 and ODST.
Mhm.
So I'm like, I thought we were in good hands with them.
I thought
Let's-
that the multiplayer looked really, really solid. We lost Andrew, and now my and now my screen's all messed up. Maybe he'll come back. There he comes.
Let's make bolt shot great again. How about that?
Bolt shot?
used to be the best. Bolt shot used to be the best weapon ever.
Yeah, we saw nothing about the Prometheans in that trailer at all.
It
So
does look like the guys, the Banished, are gonna be your real your bad guys this go around. So that'll be cool.
and
I
those
wanna
are the
fight
guys
Bruce
from
again.
Halo 2, Halo Wars 2, right?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
Atriox and all those motherfuckers.
I don't know. I'm pretty excited about it though. Like the sword looked good. All the
That new
vehicles look good.
armor looked
That
good.
harpoon launcher looked sweet.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think that they're kind of employing everything we've seen in past Halos, including the Halo Wars, and they're putting it into this one giant game.
Yeah.
And I'm ready. I was ready yesterday.
How about that weird EMP shield that pops up to shoot the
Like
that looks pretty
the
cool.
ricochet
Yeah.
shield or whatnot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is equipment going to be back in Halo
Well,
or?
well, that's what I was reading, is that stuff like that and the grappling hook are going to be on the map like the old equipment was. So, but it looks like everybody's still got sprint. Everybody's still got. I hope we still have sprint and the clamor and the at least the little boost around thing.
Oh, the
playing
Spartan thrust.
Not-
The
not
thrusters.
the charge, but yeah, there's the little boop thrust that could get you out of things.
Bring back armor lock.
Hey,
Oh, you can't tell me that the grappling hook was not Doom inspired. I'm
Oh,
just
yeah.
saying.
I mean, Doom done that
I am
well,
happy that
so.
Doom's getting a 4K update. I have to play it again now.
Yeah.
Doom looks good. Doom always like I have my qualms about that last Doom game, mostly for the difficulty curve of it, but it was still a good game. It was just, damn, man, it was that curve.
Like
Marauders, fuck Marauders, man.
Oh, Marauders! The Marauders can just go die. Oh my god! When I first fought one, the first time I played through it, I don't know how many times I died. And the first time you fight one, then you had to fight two towards the end of the game. I'm like, oh lord, just take me now. Just please let the game end. But I think it was really cool what they've done with it, and they kind of delved into the lore of Doom itself and how the Doomslayer is literally rage personified. I mean, that's what he is, and I just thought it was great.
Rip and tear.
And where they go from here, I don't know, but I'm excited for it either way.
Yeah, there wasn't much I didn't enjoy during this this E3 conference, and I'm pretty excited for pretty much everything.
yeah, nothing. There was
indies
nothing that made me
look
roll
good.
my eyes.
No,
There's usually something that I'm like, oh, what is this? But this year, there's nothing.
the Grounded update looked good too.
Oh
Like,
yes, yes.
No.
Justin
game
can't play
is-
Grounded because of the spiders.
I hate
So
those
turn on-
spiders.
Turn on the arachnophobia thing.
No, I refuse to be a huge pussy and turn on arachnophobia.
So
It
you
turns-
you're not
play at all.
you're not happy with the Brood Mother then?
I will play it. I'm just going to say no the entire time.
Man,
You can go swim with the koi fish then.
yeah.
Maybe I will.
No
I re-
water spiders though. Fair warning.
But I refuse to sit there and listen to those fucking spiders whisper and shit while they're just waiting for you to do stuff.
They snore when they sleep, though.
See,
Oh, I know, I hate it.
see, I'll just be flat out and say I could not play that game unless I turned the arachnophobia all the way up because no. I saw one like GIF when it first came out of them like going through the tunnel and the spider just coming out at him, and I was like, yeah, nope, not gonna play that game.
Like you can hear its little legs moving and stuff, and like
There's one I found on TikTok. It was a guy that was playing, and he was killing the baby spiders. He goes, "Ah, nice spider!" And he turned around. There's a wolf spider right in his face. He's like, "Ah," and then it cut off to black. It's like,
that game can be very frightening.
spiders doesn't bother me at all. None of that really bothers me at all. Now I have scared the shit out of myself a few times. Turn around, and there's a garden spider just staring right at me.
Yeah.
But no, that's never really bothered me that much.
I think the sounds they make just don't do it for me. Like in real life, I don't give a shit about. I've had to clear them out for a lot of my friends that are wusses.
Me, I'll just claim that right now. But
The only thing I don't like about their sounds, sometimes when they walk, it sounds like when people chew food, and I'm just like, ugh.
Yeah.
Like I don't like that noise. It just it bothers me.
don't say that around Justin. Just
What?
nothing.
Don't worry about it. I like your shirt.
Thank you. What happened? Don't say one around me. Chewing food?
Nothing. We didn't say anything.
So
We were talking about spiders and Halo.
So 12 seconds looked good.
Something just happened. I don't like it.
12 minutes.
12 minutes, yeah.
I say
With
12
Willem
seconds.
Dafoe.
That's too quick. 12 minutes, yeah. Yeah, that looked really
good to
good.
see Willem Dafoe getting back into stuff.
Yeah.
Just being a creepy man. So,
Oh, he's. It's
No,
like
whatever.
I hated the Death Note live action movie, but he was perfect Ryuk, and I'm like, he's got the creepiness just down to a pat.
mhm.
Yeah.
Did you ever watch Lighthouse?
No, I don't think so.
That's Willem Dafoe in black and white for 2 hours going insane. Robert Pattinson. So if you like Willem Dafoe, watch The Lighthouse one time, and then you'll never have to watch it again. But it's a good Willem Dafoe movie.
Contraband looked interesting just for a little teaser trailer.
Yeah.
Don't know what the hell it's about, but it has Steely Dan playing, and it's set in the 1970s, so I dig both of those things.
Yeah.
And it's from the Just Cause guys, so maybe they won't be doing something quite as ridiculous as putting, rocket packs on cows. So maybe we can go away from that.
Or somehow a grappling hook going towards the ground slows you down.
Yeah,
If
man.
you're free falling. That's
That's how it works.
yeah. Because you see those people who they're skydiving, their shoot gun deploys. They're just like, hey, use your grappling hook and shoot yourself towards the ground. That'll soften the fall to where you're okay. See that all the time.
Now, Veronica in here really dug Party Animals. She thought that looked cute, like that Gang Beast top game. And I dig that kind of game, just like because the controls are like a bunch of drunk people, and
Yeah.
and that's always
Not
fun.
not gonna lie, I thought that was one of those movies right before the real Pokemon movie starts. Whenever I first saw it, like, is this Pikachu's Vacation? What the fuck's happening here?
I think that would be a good game, depending on what the challenges are, to make a drinking game out of.
Oh
So if you fall off the platform, you have to take a shot,
Oh sure.
and then you have to continuously play the game as you go. I think that would be one of those. Would be fantastic.
Indeed. So, what's the let's start wrapping it up. We're hitting like about 15-minute mark here before the 2 hours. So let's just talk about like what's the biggest winner for you, and we'll start with you, Garrett. What's your biggest winner?
I mean, probably people would think I would say Halo right out the gate. But I just think Bethesda as a whole, just coming out of joining the Xbox team, and I want to say their studios, and I like where they're going, what they're building. I think them, and then there's several games, but Halo being number one that I'm excited about, obviously. But I just think the biggest winner for me is anybody who has Game Pass. This
Yeah.
is going to be a great fall lineup. And that's not just, I don't want to single out any game in particular, but just if you got Game Pass, man, this fall, you're going to have a ton of fun. And there's a lot to choose from and play.
Sweet. Let's go on to Justin.
Oh man, there's just so many winners. There's just so many. I'm not gonna sit here and stroke Halo 6 or Halo Infinite. I'm sorry, but man, Elden Ring or Rocksmith, those both just look really good to me.
Okay. Sweet. Andrew.
I am going to stroke off Halo and say Infinite, and that's all I have to say about that.
And that's
Right
all I
now.
got to say about that.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to agree with you there, Garrett. I was going to say that our Game Pass guys. This Janseth guy says the new RE8 expansion where you get to play as Lady D's chair.
Is kind of like going to be the next mod that comes out.
There's already one like that.
Already there.
Oh man.
Yeah. Oh, the RE8 mods are getting a little ridiculous.
But
Um,
yeah, you're right. Game Pass all the way. Like we
Yeah.
got so much stuff today. I've been downloading Like a Dragon in the background while we've been recording here, so I'm gonna be playing that this week at some point in time. All the Fallouts now are on Game Pass PC. All of them. If you can play the entirety of Fallout now, and that says something to me, especially since Fallout 2 is probably one of my favorite games of all time.
I have to play those. I've not played a whole lot of the first and second
Oh
one.
man, they're great games. They're fantastic.
I've heard.
And yeah, you're right. Game Pass continues to be the forefront of what I'm really excited about in gaming. I'm really excited to see what Sony does this week if they do something, and EA is going to be interesting next month. But yeah, I think
Yeah. I
Like-
think interested to see how Sony competes, because I mean, just anybody who has Game Pass, I mean, I'm really excited. I mean, there's stuff to choose from, any genre you like, PC included. So I just think this fall it's not going to break my wallet this time around.
Yeah,
Spossy
that is
KC's telling us to check out that Barney mod for Resident Evil 8. So turns everything into Barney's, right? I think. Yeah. This fall's going to be great for gaming. The next 2 years looks fantastic, so I think we're ready for it. So this has been the Groundbreakers. So just a little bit about us, real quick. We're going about a little bit of a reorganization.
around.
We're shifting around a little bit. So originally we were a world building podcast for Dungeons and Dragons and Pathfinder and stuff like that, and RPG tabletop stuff. We are shifting toward a more of like a nerd culture, gaming culture top page
Thing.
or podcast kind of thing. We're in growing pain stages, so expect some different things from us from time to time. So Garrett is going to be joining us with some streaming stuff. He has an entire streaming platform of his own, but we're going to try to get him in pretty soon. And just look for us to be adding more correspondence to our channel, more people playing games for you guys. Just look for that.
Like even
Go ahead.
I was like even I started or Casey was streaming Assassin's Creed 2 days ago, and then I started my Mass Effect free play yesterday,
Yeah.
beginning to end. So that's gonna be doing that. I'm thinking I'm gonna try and do those every Tuesday, Thursday, and then probably like Saturday nights if we're not doing a big stream like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to be continuing on our top 100 game lists pretty soon. so you'll be seeing some of that. Yeah, we just got a lot of stuff coming down the pipeline, so look forward to that. But I'm gonna give this to the other hosts. We'll start off with you, Andrew. You and Casey's been streaming. Anything else you've been looking forward to? I know you put out like a voice novella thing, right?
I didn't do. It was it a voice thing? Oh yeah, it's the website. Yeah, I did like a little short story. I was having a slow day, we shall say, and I decided that I've been working on like a big story for like since like January now, and then like a month and a half ago, I threw away 50,000 words and started all over at the beginning, and because I just wasn't happy with it, and it kind of disheartened me a little bit. So I just started. I was like, I'm gonna do a little short story just to prove to myself that I can finish something. So I just sat there in one day and did it. Probably could have done another couple of edits on it, but just did it, edited it once, edited it twice, maybe I think, and then put it out on voice. So I might be doing some more things like that. And once I hit 50,000 words again, I think I might start sending this to you guys and putting chapter by chapter up on the page just to see what people think. But then also, Mass Effect. My goal is I'm going to beat all 3 games on stream. That is, because I just haven't done that since I think Mass Effect 3, the extended cut DLC came out for Mass Effect. So it'll be interesting. And then after that, I'll just see if it's getting traction or if I'm just enjoying doing it. I'll start looking into something else. I know sometime soon I'm gonna have to do Halo from beginning to end, but
It's true.
Yeah.
All right, Garrett. Let's move on to you.
I mean, obviously you're gonna see a lot of Destiny content from me. But one of the things I'm actually getting into now and I'm getting better at is I do online sim racing. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of iRacing, but it's something I've gotten into, and I am 1 license away from reaching the pro level, actually. So I have it's not set up right now, but I have a really good racing rig. I have, and I've spent a decent amount of money on to get up there.
That is
So
something that none of us do, so that's really cool.
that's going to be something you'll see me doing more of, as because the new season starts next week, I believe. So you'll see me doing more of that, and then obviously when Halo comes out, more Assassin's Creed, and then Sea of Thieves. I mean, if anybody wants to play Sea of Thieves, I'm all for helping everybody. You'll see, especially when the new expansion comes out next week for free for everybody. I will be playing that a lot. So I'm gonna have to figure out a way to balance everything here that I want to play. So I'm gonna have to be picking and choosing what I want to focus on for the week. But you'll see a lot of that stuff. And then again, if anyone has suggestions of games I have not played yet, hey, give something a shot. I got Game Pass. I'm more than willing to give something a shot.
Going into Janseth and Justin there.
So Janstream is always a thing. We're doing a lot of Dark Souls right now. May switch gears after Dark Souls Remastered and play something a little more to a broader audience, I guess. Going to be doing some things this week on making an entire world for some peeps to play D&D in, Pathfinder. So I may find a way to incorporate that into some streams without tipping these wonderful folks that I have here off as to what they will be doing. So I might maybe I'll make a map. Maybe we'll figure out some cool content. But that Jan stream, you should watch it. It's good.
All right, and I'll toss together here. So I've been playing Skyrim, and oh my gosh, Xbox, okay. I've been playing Skyrim, and I've been playing Cities Skylines, which I get a lot of people coming into that being like, I don't know how to micromanage, and I'm like, I know how to do that kinda. but and I just talk a lot about how cities develop and how I'm developing my city. I talk a lot, and it's kind of a chill stream. I also do painting, which is probably the chillest of my streams because I sit here and listen to like lo-fi music and paint miniatures and make up little stories about who they are. So that's always fun. I'm also going to do once I perfect a couple of sets, I'm gonna be making videos on dice making because I have a pressure pot, I have resin, I have everything to make dice now. So I might be making a small series on that, and you can expect to see some in real life stuff of me and Veronica just walking some parks, talking about life as well. So some more. So expect the weird content out of me, because that's what I bring is the weird stuff.
Also, I will be following Matt and Veronica, and they don't know that I'm following them, and I'll be live streaming that.
Oh, so that's gonna be fun.
I will also be making up stories in my head about what they are talking about, and I'm going to make them very, very odd and probably very unlikable.
I'm subscribing right now.
Yeah,
You should. It's
I'm
gonna be
in.
very good.
it's gonna be great.
Also, tomorrow night, tomorrow morning, we're going to be live streaming I Watch Matt Sleep.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, so everybody watch
Okay.
I can't wait to be a participant in that.
Oh, yeah, sure.
It's going to be really, really creepy for me. Well, anyway, that's been our E3 footage. Footage? I don't know. That's been our E3 cast, guys. Like normal, everyone here from the Groundbreakers, have a great time, and let's go break some ground, guys.